Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sculpture Studio. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about the area dedicated to welding in our studio. We're going to talk about the space that you're going to utilize and the tools that you're going to utilize for setting up your work in this specific video. We're going to start right where I'm sitting. You can see I'm already dressed and ready to go. I have my leather boots, I have my cotton pants, cotton top, welding jacket, I have my gloves, and I also have my auto shade welding helmet. I'll put those off to the side so that we can learn a little bit about this space. This is what we call an acorn table. It's designed it's designed to accept a variety of tools. You can see it's cast in such a way that there's a grid of square holes, into which a variety of different tools can fit with peg ends. Let me bring the camera over a little bit and I'll introduce you to what you need to know about this surface. So there's a better view of the acorn table right here. The first thing you're going to want to do when you get over to this surface is check this device. This is a vent. This is drawing air up. Okay? In other words, when you're welding and doing your work here, you're going to send up a lot of smoke. You don't want to inhale that smoke. You want it to be sucked up, like with a vacuum. That's what this does. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you walk up to the table is put your hand in there and just feel that there's actually good suction, that it's pulling up air. Okay? Next thing you're going to want to do is make sure that the surface is clear and ready for work. That's not too bad. Right now it's in good shape. When I arrived here, it was a big mess. Please don't leave it a giant mess. All right? Let me just show you a few of the tools that you can actually use at a table like this. And what we'll do is we're just going to use this piece of steel that's like a practice piece. We're going to use it as a sample, okay? Now here's the thing. When you're welding at a table like this, you really have to clamp down your work. And that's what a tool like this is for. It works just exactly like the bar clamps that we've been using on other projects, except that one end, the peg end, just goes into the hole. And then you can see the arm of the bar, the arm on the bar, just slides up and down. Same thing, I've got a threaded rod on this end. I'm just going to want to make sure I've got plenty of room to tighten. I go ahead and I lower it on the piece of steel, and then I crank until I've created enough tension here, as you see it kind of jacking backwards, to hold this piece of steel down. Now it's not going anywhere now. You'll learn shortly that we also have to have a good contact with the metal table below. In other words, we're going to be creating a circuit. We're going to be creating an arc that travels from the gun that we're using to the table, and we want to make sure our work is making good contact with the metal surface. You can see there are a couple different sizes of these bars, of these bar clamps. Some really quite large, some a little smaller. And then you'll see there's also tools like these, which actually are magnetic. So it's got a right angle on it, but it's actually a magnetic piece that will stick to the table, and then you can take a piece of whatever you're working on and just attach it like that so that it's easier to get to. All right? Next thing I would introduce you to are some of these other angles that are designed for holding your work down. Okay? This is a right angle jig. I can actually do something like clamp it to the table like this, dump it up, and then clamp a piece of steel to one edge of it. Or perhaps what I can do is I can have a piece of flat steel like the one I have on the table, a piece of steel like this, and I can clamp those two in place and make the weld right at that juncture, and then I know I'm getting a really nice right angle. Okay? There are a couple of other basic tools at the table. Here's another. This is another right angle jig. This allows you to put two pieces of steel into the jig like this, clamp them into place, and then you're ready to weld. So these are some of the tools that are available at the table. In the next video, I'll show you how to go ahead and start clamping your piece and preparing it for welding.